Hi all, my name's Hannah and I'm the C5 nut. Well, I've got some holiday to try and use up, so I'm currently at work. Yeah, what do you do when you've got some holiday to use? Yeah, you still come to work. But on my case, I'm not actually doing any work related. It's all about the C5, and basically I think the time's come for Diamond in the Rough to have a bit of cruise control luxury. So this video is basically showing you guys on what you need to convert your C5 to have cruise control. So I'll flip the camera around and show you what we need to make the job happen. Right guys, so sorry if my if the camera's wobbling a bit too much. My dyspraxia is getting the best of me today. So what you're gonna need a brake switch. Now there's two different types. There's the red type, which is this, and there's a white type, which is obviously the brake light. Now the white type is push to make, and this is actually push to brake. So look out for these switches, which is in red. They do come in different types of vehicles. I think I found this one in like a 206. These switches are getting a bit of a nightmare to find. Yeah, so literally either the Peugeots or the Citroens, put your hand under the dash. As long as it's got one of these red switches, that's what you need. Don't do the mistake I did, and that is when I had this switch, I forgot to take this little plastic lug off as well. So on the actual car there is room to have this switch installed, but there is no plastic lug or insert. So when you do take the switches out, make sure you take the plastic with you as well. Lucky enough, I went down another scrapyard and came across this nice little bit of plastic. They didn't charge me anything for it, but then again, I did actually get some other bits from them as well, like a coil pack and bits and bobs. Right, so obviously the first thing you need is the switch with the collar. The second bit is you're gonna need the stalk. Now it just clips into the side of the Comms 2000, and I will say on Diamond there is a blanking plate. You got to take the blanking plate off in order to insert this one. It's pretty straightforward. There's a little clip just there. When it's in the steering column, you just push that clip down and this will slide out. So that's all you need. So brake switch, buttons, and the last thing is Alexa. So you're going to need one of these. You might be able to use an app on, but I really doubt it will work. I do know that you need Alexa in order to get into the hidden software in order to program the car to accept all of this. Now just by plugging this into the car isn't going to make anything happen. It's not going to just suddenly come into life or anything like this. If you do plug these in, these will not work until you told the car that it's got cruise control. Right guys, I am looking outside there and it's pissing down with rain. Someone's currently using my bay for another motorhome, so not entirely sure if we can squeeze the car into the other side, but bear with me and I'll see if I can get the car into the workshop somehow. Okay guys, so what you want to do is get into the passenger side. Alright. Don't know if you can see. You see that white switch up on that metal bit? Well, next to it there's a hole, which is this one here. We are going to insert that red switch into that hole. So what I'm going to do, I'll stop the video and I'll get that switch installed. Right, as you can see now guys, I now have that switch installed. There's a switch. Now what you want to do is you want to put your hands on the wiring for that white switch, and there should be an extra plug. So what I'll do that and I'll plug it in. Well guys, we've got a situation here. So there is the new switch. Now normally the wire for that switch is connected to, you know, it's sort of taped together along with that white plug. I end up taking the glove box out because I can't find that plug anywhere. Now I don't know if the 1.8 petrol is not designed to have cruise control. I'm not entirely sure, but me being me, I'm going to see if I can make this thing work. I like a challenge, especially when it comes to electronics, and I'm going to see if I can definitely get cruise control to work on a 1.8 petrol. Now, that would be cool. Hi guys, my name's Hannah and I'm the C5 nut. Basically, I was going to do a video on how to fit cruise control into a C5. Well, I've learned something regards to diamond in the rough, that yes, you can have cruise control, but they don't do cruise control for the 1.8 petrol. And I think the reason behind it is the 1.8 petrol is underpowered and it does struggle a little bit. I mean, it's a small engine for a big car, and even though it would I would love to like stick, you know, cruise control into this thing, it's just physically not possible. I have tried like looking at wiring diagrams. There's nothing out there for this. You know, it uses a Siemens ECU, and it's not compatible for cruise control. I even went as far as like playing around with the BSI and see if I can get the BSI to do something. The BSI is locked, so that even though it does show the option for cruise control, you can't enable it. It just will not work. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at the moment with diamond in the rough not having cruise control. But I'm not gonna give up. There is ways round it, and I might have to modify some things to make systems work, but I'm not too worried about diamond not having cruise control. But I will say that we're not going to stop just on the first hurdle. Nope. So if you haven't been watching my videos lately, Diamond in the Rough is a car that I bought from an ex, and basically the car was a wreck. I mean, most people would take one look at the car and go, no, I'm going to scrap it, blah blah blah. Well, because I got a bit of a soft touch for these cars, and I need a car that's petrol rather than a diesel, so I can actually use it for local driving. The car matches every box. C5, tick. Is it a state? Well, although I'm not too worried if it is a hatch, tick. Is it petrol? Tick. You know, it just meets what I need the car to do, really. So it is an LX, so it's basic as you want to go basic. I mean, okay, it's got front electric windows, but the rear windows are the wind-up type, and it's just... the more I got to know the car, the more I actually fallen in love with it, more so than my other cars. Okay, my green C5, that's my baby. It's still always be my baby. It's just it's diesel rather than petrol, otherwise I would be using it all the time. But with this car, because it is a basic, I am planning on doing some quite interesting videos with this car. So it's going to be a C5 LX custom. So in other words, those rear windows that are wind up are coming out. I'm going to stick electric windows in there, and while I'm doing it, I'm going to be doing videos. So if you guys out there want to try and do what I do, at least you know basically what you need to do to make it happen. So yeah, like I say, 1.8 petrol C5 cannot fit cruise control yet. Alright guys, I'm going to leave it here. So if you like what you see, please give us a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And just may, I might make another video. And before you go, notice the back end of the car, the C5 nut. Tell you what, let's go and have a closer look. And my friend Donna sign writ the car for me. Wonderful job. Okay, the only thing that lets it down is this bloody dent, but I'm going to sort that out. Nicey nice.